So these are the craziest looksmaxing videos on the internet right now, and I'm not gonna lie, I got a lot of opinions on it. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, so first thing we'll go, oh my gosh, what a jawline on this man's right here. Holy moly. One thing I will say, my man either's got a grinding problem or he's really just been looksmaxing. He's mewing final boss over here. Let's see, you got the chin going on, look at that. I mean, dude, that's pretty insane, I'm not gonna lie. Now it's interesting because you can really see it like bulging out the side there, and it's funny because the force on muscle actually grows bone in different ways. So if you have a lot of muscular activity, it's actually going to start pulling and growing that bone in. But that's actually how you get these things called tori in your mouth. So when you put too much pressure, you actually grow bone inside your mouth, on the sides, all that type of stuff. And technically, I guess, you know, using your masseter could do the same thing.
5 months mewing.
All right, we got 5 months of mewing here. Obviously at the front, my boy doesn't really have that big of a jawline, but he doesn't have a ton. You know, a lot of the times it's just fat here. It's gonna see. And so, yeah, that's basically what they're showing here is this downward forward growth that you get, you know, from proper tongue suction up in the roof of your mouth. A lot of people have their tongue that just kind of lays down here, but if you get it up there and do all this, this muscle will rise up and will actually help start rotating that mandible in space. Oh my gosh, that's honestly, I'm not gonna lie, that's really impressive. Let's see what he looked like in the beginning again. So yeah, I mean, he definitely did get some downward forward growth, and you know, he really did get this going on here. Jira says, how long should you be doing this mewing every day for? Well, you know, I'm not gonna lie, you're supposed to be doing it all the time. You know, technically the back of your tongue, the back posterior third of your tongue should always be up to the roof of your mouth if you're not eating or doing something like this. All right, we got another train insane or remain the same. Oh man, you know, talk about freaking giant masseters. This guy's freaking crazy. Oh, that's funny. The hard guy with the, what was it, Quagmire or whatever from Family Guy. He does kind of look like that, doesn't he? So what he's doing is he's working out that muscle by using, you know, certain mastic gums or just chewing gum in general. And you can really see he's overworking and training his body to use those masseters and those muscles. Now, does this work? You know, not really sure about how much it really does truly work. Is it going to grow and build up the strength of those masseters? Yes. Is that going to cause your maybe mandible to go back and sit in a better spot? Potentially, actually, you know, the same way you're growing. I think between this and mewing, I think it could be a good form. It just depends. Do you really want to get overworked masseters that can cause TMJ issues, pain, soreness? Maybe not. When this channel hits 10 million followers, I'm going to remove this little racket right here live on camera. So make sure to hit that subscribe button now. So we got Marlon, who's how to get an insane jawline. Let's see here.
5-calorie chewing gum. You chew it for hours. No need to swallow no extra calories. You still burn it while you walk. Boom, jaw.
Now I think, you know, he's on to something. Once again, you can chew with multiple different ways in your mouth, right? You can chew with your front teeth and feel it more to the front of your face. And if you really focus on feeling your chew right here in this corner, that's going to give you the best shot, and it even better so if you're doing the mewing at the same time. So the back posterior third of your tongue is up to the roof of your mouth, your whole entire tongue is up there, and really trying to keep proper posture while chewing, I think is going to give you an added benefit there.
Guys, I'm wearing Invisalign.
Ooh, and obviously he actually does know a lot about what he's doing. He's very science-based. You know, I was very surprised at how just smart he was on everything. He's really, really well researched.
I'm on my second tray of 40 trays, actually. So I've got about an 8-month course, and then I will have a more ideal arch.
So what he's talking about is he's actually using Invisalign to change his arch shape. So you can have different variations of arch. You can have a very narrow V-shaped arch. You can have a wide U-shaped arch. You can have just a normal arch. And so what he's more than likely doing is trying to expand out his arch and make it wider so that he has more room for his tongue to fit. If you have more room for your tongue to fit, that's the reason why we do expanders in kids. Well, then that tongue can sit up there really nicely, a lot easier, and then all the other benefits come from it. Airway and posture and downward forward growth of the mandible, all these things. Justin says, can anyone in the comments tell me what your ideal arch is? Well, it's basically a U-shaped arch. You know, it depends on the person specifically. You can see there are different arch shapes, and even this one is a little bit narrower than this one. So, I mean, I would say go as wide as you can. Normally, we have these things called buccal corridors that are here inside. So if you smile and you have a lot of stuff in here, like you can see, like if I just go, you got a lot of darkness there. Well, that means you have some room to widen up that arch. Watch me get my jawline back after a stressful week. Okay, so what it looks like she's starting to do is what we call a lymphatic massage here. She looks like she's going to be doing some massaging and some lymphatic drainage here. So let's see. She's going through, she's massaging. Okay, now she's gua shaing. And what that's doing is moving that fluid to these points where you can actually move it down. Okay, I like that. She's moving it away from the center and then down away into the lymphatic drainage areas. Okay. And then, I mean, you can see a huge difference there. I mean, look at that difference between the front. And that just shows you how much fluid pools in this area if you, a bunch of things, inflammation, it could be posture, and it could still be a little weight and fat and things like that, you know, that's settling down in here. But you'd be surprised just how much you can change just by getting some of that inflammation and stuff working again. All right, and then this is another girl that's going to be doing it. And she's just showing more of these gua shaing techniques to really show. Now, I mean, like, are you going to get a result like these? You know, no. So there's different face profiles that people have. They're either dolichocephalic, which is long face, which you're seeing here, or they're bradycephalic, which is more of a very short square face here. You can gua sha all you want. You're not going to magically change your jaw profile and face and head shape. Let's try looksmaxing for some months. So first off, you know, we've got, you know, slightly overweight, water retention, things like that. Nothing too crazy though. Now, there is a lot of stuff that goes into this, right? Like, he lost some weight, he worked out, he probably did a bunch of mewing and things like that that are allowing him to produce the musculature that's causing the right posture to do all the things that you want to do. You know, I mean, whenever I suck in a little bit, you know, I can look pretty good too. So he's probably sucking in the cheeks a little bit. He's posing a little bit. And then he's obviously got a better haircut, better thing. You know, it's like, you could be crazy what just losing a little weight and hairstyle will do for somebody. If you're new here, I post videos like this every single week. So make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next one. All right, daily reminder to do your facial exercises. Okay. Okay, so what he's doing right now in these first ones is he's stretching out this front of the neck. And this is very common because when you're sitting at your computer all day or looking down, you get that text neck, right? And when everything is tight here, it starts to lengthen and pull and round everything up. So if you have a better posture, you can sit up better, everything looks better. Jutting forward, I'm not too sure what that's gonna do. You know, the hunter eye trend is what he's doing there, is where he's kind of getting in here. And he's trying to do this. The whole point of that is to get a downward, you know, canthal angle tilt there. I am a little bit lucky because I naturally have these eyebrows that just do this. I don't know why. So I've always had a good canthal tilt there, I guess. All right, watch me bone smash and looksmax for an hour straight. My bro looks like he's doing Naruto. You could do what you want, I guess. You know, I mean, I think doing it for an hour is a little overkill. You know, I mean, you're not gonna... There's a point of diminishing returns, right? Like if you go to work out your muscles and stuff and you work out for 60 minutes straight, you know, you could have just done it. You could have got the same result from 15 or 20 minutes. So I don't think you need to do an hour-long workout or anything like that. You know, bone smashing is an interesting one. That uses this thing called Wolff's Law, where if you beat up a bone long enough, like I said, that trauma response causes muscle and stuff to thicken up in that area. But the question is do you have to do it for an hour? Probably not.
Hammer to the cheek.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What the hell is that?
Okay, so first off, what he's talking about here is that bone smashing and Wolff's Law, but I want to hear it from what he talks about.
Oh,
here.
That's bone smashing, and that is based off a principle called Wolff's Law. When you create trauma to a bone.
I'm telling you, he knows a lot. You know, say what you want about clavicular. I have seen all of his stuff, and I have to give the man props. Probably like most of us, got a little autism going on there, you know, a little ADHD, like, you know, getting stuck on something for a while. But his thing was the science behind looksmaxing and all that. And he knows a ton about it. He's read research, he understands it, and he can talk with the best.
Yeah, growing up, I would typically just use a regular Home Depot hammer. But when my mom caught wind of the whole bone smash thing, she would come and confiscate the...
Yeah, and I mean, obviously don't go hitting your face with hammers. I think we should all probably say that. But that being said, if you look at these videos, it is a little overblown. People think that he's taking a hammer and he's going, you know, he's just very lightly tapping it, you know, for a long period of time. Because in his world, that is an extreme way to change bony growth. Let's try looksmaxing for some months. Okay, all right. So once again, you know, we've got, you know, just a little bit of puffiness, you know, doesn't look like there's any makeup. There's not really, you know, a care to a hairstyle, things like that. So let's just see what we got. Okay, Okay, got a little acne. Boom. So to me, obviously, it was a good upgrade to looks, but I'm seeing this one as more of a hairstyle change, a little weight loss, maybe an understanding of how to use makeup a little bit better, and then once again, kind of holding that pose. I mean, I should do that more often because I look like a model when I do that. Blue steel. Looks good though. I mean, she did a great job, and she's really upgraded her looks for sure.
Would give me a better jawline, but I was devastated when I learned how harmful they are for your teeth and jaw. That's when I got Jawscaper. It naturally gave me a defined jawline by using my back teeth. I saw results in just 2 weeks, and I only chewed it for 5 minutes a day. It even comes with a workout guide, so you know exactly how to use.
So these are interesting, right? We got jawsizers, we got the things in the front, we got things in the back, and there's interesting ways. You know, I'm actually experimenting with both of these in my own world to see really what they do. You know, because you can have the ones in the front, and then that could force you to start chewing with your front teeth and then kind of stop you from using a lot of your back teeth if you don't have the right mind muscle connection. But you can also do it in the front, and you can kind of think about this back masseter area, and they work a little bit better. If you're using it in the back all the time, it can cause TMJ. Actually, we have these splints in the front that we use for people with TMJ issues. So chewing in the front could actually relieve TMJ with some people. My sister's sleep jaw routine to get a snatched jawline. Now, this is interesting stuff. She's got like one of those compressive sleeves that's supposed to help push this, you know, so it's kind of doing that lymphatic massaging for you. It's pushing the fluid out from under your thing. She's got mouth tape, which helps her not breathe through her mouth, which is one of the things that we see in people with bad airways, things like that. If you have your mouth closed, that means your tongue's properly in a good position. It's helping you. And then she's got a little sleep mask just to help her sleep through the night. And then Lee says, consumerism final boss. Yeah, I would say that unfortunately there is a lot of scam stuff out there that gets you to that looksmaxing stuff that maybe don't work. So I would just be wary about all the crazy stuff you see online, because you don't want to just pay money just to pay money. You want to make sure there's actual science that backs it, and it's not, you know, something that's just kind of scammy. Look at this guy. So this is a skeletal problem. Okay, this is something that looksmaxing is not just going to fix. Okay, she's a little bit older, she's already through puberty, she has a very recessed lower jaw. That means her lower jaw just didn't grow fast enough, and this is some things that can happen when you have improper tongue positions. You're not swallowing properly, posture is bad, maybe you have a narrow gait, maybe your arch is too narrow, you didn't get expanded out, and so this is definitely not going to work with looksmaxing. So if she's doing some jaw exercises or something to try and fix this, it is not going to work. You need jaw surgery for this. Okay, she's in braces. That's a good sign. And she got jaw surgery. Look at that. Swelling going on there. But you can already tell just how different her jaw and her face is. Look at her go. These are always the coolest because you really see everybody just change as a person. Their confidence goes up, and they just really change as a person, which is really cool. Looks amazing. Great job. And look at that difference. You can see the chin is there. Everything is good. It is not. Look at the original photo here. Way before. And look at how much different she is now. That's insane. Immer says, I'm so happy for you. Jaw surgery is literally life-changing. And it is. It is definitely life-changing. And it's really cool to see, you know, these type of glow-ups happen. All right. I have no idea what we're doing here. She wants to look like Angelina Jolie, I'm assuming. Okay. So this is before, you know, once again, the same thing. We got the little turkey neck that we've always been seeing. It looks like everything else doesn't look really bad though from there. I mean, she's got a good nose, all these type of things. It's really just, you know, a little bit of the chin angling there. So let's see. I mean, what do we do here, fam? What do we do? What did we do? What was the difference? Probably remove the fat from this area. Probably did, maybe it looks like maybe some filler was added here to create a jawline shape. Honestly, really good. Oh my gosh. So this is okay. This has removed all my facial filler. That's good. I was gonna say, because before I was like, brother, what are we doing with the filler here? We went a little too far. Those lips are a little too blown up, you know what I'm trying to say? And that's actually not good, because if they get too filled like that, I believe it can cause necrosis and some other bad problems too. So got the veneers. much better, much better. And actually, that's really surprising to me that it worked that well. I assumed filler was harder to remove than that. Calvin says, what the F were you thinking? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like in the first stop, you just don't know. And body dysmorphia comes in a lot of different things. You can do plastic surgery body dysmorphia. You can have people who are more anorexic and they get super skinny thinking it looks good. You can get bodybuilders that get super big and think it looks good when it doesn't, you know? And so I don't know. I don't know what causes it. But at least he got it fixed. Okay, we got this lady here. Older lady, it seems. I'm assuming she's got some contacts in. Some gray hair. Let's see what we got here. Now, wait a minute. Did she just de-age her by like 30 years? What just happened here? Okay, it actually looks like the face didn't change too much. This actually looks like maybe we just did hairstyles, some filler, some Botox to reduce wrinkles. Rossi says, holy, I need money pronto, right? That's crazy. And then Cheer Mom says, this isn't just fillers. That's a facelift for sure. I don't know. I don't know if it's a facelift. You know, I'm not seeing, I guess, what did her bottom look like? I mean, yeah, I think that's definitely achievable with some fillers, maybe some facial stuff and some Botox. I don't see why that wouldn't be. Maybe some hair coloring if it was gray before. I think this is possible. But, you know, for my plastic surgeons out there, let me know down below. Okay, that's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed it, make sure to drop a comment down below. Let me know what you want to see, okay? It helps us all. I'll see you next week. Bye!